Oh. Good evening. This is a Sibeh late show. I'm Xing Qi. If you, like me, love to overanalyze politics, then you're in luck. Because I'm here, in bed, with you. I'm your future. So yesterday, right, y'all said the show is a bit short. Let me read. Ashley Tan said tomorrow longer lah. Seka say, ayo, so short lah, sad. Then this Tan Nelson come say, Bota not much tonight leh. Okay lor, so today we make it a bit longer lah. Okay? Okay? Very late already so we just carry on with the show, okay? So there's been a big hoo-ha about the number 10 million since last night's debate. Not Toto I'm talking about the population. So what happened was SDP's GE2020 claimed that PAP's Heng Swee Keat toyed with the idea of bringing the population up to 10 million in an interview. Just to recap, here's what went down.
Across the Singaporeans is that despite the what Dr. Balakrishnan just said, is that this is a 10 million population figure that Mr. Heng Swee Keat said, and I will give you the reference and the report.
He's just repeating
that he's going to, he's thinking of and toying with the idea because he cited the chief planner at URA.
So after last night, right, GE2020 posted something on his Facebook page saying that he was referring to what Heng Swee Keat said at the NTU Students' Union Ministerial Forum. Wow, Piang, why the name so long in 2019? Excuse me, what did Heng Swee Keat say? Oh, well, this morning Heng Swee Keat himself posted on Facebook that he did not say Singapore should plan to increase its population to 10 million people, nor did he mention the figure. He also posted a video extract of the dialogue to show what he said. Got video.
Seriously, on the population issue, first of all, the 6.9 million number that was put out earlier on. In fact, I met Mr. Liu Taiker, our former chief planner, and he said, I think he had publicly said, it has been reported in the papers, that we should go for even higher number, and that how that this little red rock, little red dot rather, can accommodate many more people. Now, whether this little red rock can accommodate many more people actually is not strictly just a fiscal constraint. I mean, there is we cannot be thinking of 50 million people on this little red dot, because you'll just be so dense and unpleasant. But if you look at our population density as a city, it is not excessive. There are many cities which, if you look at the livable space, it is actually a lot more crowded. But the population number is not just about fiscal space. It is also about the social space. It is about the sense of togetherness.
So I just saw a comment from this Hui Ying, right? Yeah, she mentioned, how come I don't want to run? I never run for MP after the series. Nowadays very busy I have to do this, I have to do this kind of thing. I haven't got time to run around blocks and not on doors nowadays. So maybe next time Okay, I sidetracked too much already. Okay. In case you are thinking this 10 million, how come it keep thrown about? It's because it's a key point in SDP's 4 years, 1 no manifesto. The no is to no to 10 million population But personally, I hope I can have like 10 million hair follicles. Okay, moving on. After last night's debate, right? Do you know someone who became very famous also? Come. You all know who or not? Anyone? Any names? No names? No, not Sun Xueling. No, not him. GE2020 Nico Seah. No. He's not appearing at the thing yesterday. Okay. It's very late. I just tell you all first. Yeah, it is Workers' Party's James Lim lah. You know, people online were all talking about him. So since so many people talking about him, we also kepo lah. We also went to speak to him.
Perhaps you could tell me what is your own impression of Vivian Balakrishnan, Francis Yuan, and Chi Soon-juan. What is your own impression of them?
Again, they all bring a set of very different ideas to the table. So Dr. Vivian obviously has many years of experience, and I have appreciated his representation of Singapore to the rest of the world. And whenever it's the same for Pritam, our chair, when he has represented Singapore in international fora, we stand as one. That's important to emphasize. You know, we are Singapore, and we stand as one relative to the rest of the world. So it is nice when Vivian Balakrishnan has an interview on CNBC as our foreign affairs minister, that he presents a good image of Singapore to the rest of the world. I'm very proud of that as a Singaporean. Dr. Chi, of course, has many years of thinking very, very critically about Singapore's policies. And although I personally don't share everything that all the policy positions he holds, at the same time I'm appreciative of where he comes from. And I like the fact that he was able to push the boundaries of what a given argument he believes in is about. You know, in the end, maybe we don't agree with him, and if the majority of us don't agree with him, then that's what democracy is about, right? So, but nevertheless, he should have that ability to present those views in Parliament, so that we have that specific perspective. And for Mr. Yuan, I just liked he brought a very kind of down-to-earth element to the discussion, and I appreciated that as well. It seemed he had many years of experience, I believe, as an entrepreneur, so I really liked how he brought that individual private sector experience, and that's why we emphasize the importance of our own private sector experiences as well, beyond the public service. We do our very best. Ultimately, we hope to serve the residents of Sengkang. Thank you.
Wow, hey, guys, relax, the heart emoji and the care emoji button your phone gonna crack already, judging from the number of emojis just now. But we are also quite curious. What do people really think about him besides whatever is online? So as usual, we hit the streets to find out more. So these are what some of the people said.
Who do you think performed the best out of the four?
So I think Jamus performed the best. I think he was the underdog in this debate because he was very confident, and he was very articulate in elaborating on the policy, on the proposal of the Worker Party.
Right. Okay, so Jamus became very popular after that. Why do you think that is so?
I think he was very calm and rational. For example, when Minister Vivian asked a question on how is WP going to fund their policy, I thought that he was very calm in articulating his position. In that he was able to explain how the government is going to fund his policies. For example, the minimum wage scheme.
Okay. So, do you think there are any other reasons why he's such a hot topic now?
I guess other than the fact that he's confident and articulate, he's also he doesn't engage in gutter politics. He doesn't engage in personal attacks, right? And you can see the way that Minister Vivian interacted with him, it was very amicable compared to the way that Vivian interacted with, for example, Chee Soon-juan, which was a bit abrasive.
Right, so he managed to keep it respectful.
Respectful and issues focused, which is something that I really like.
I see. Okay, yeah, that's it. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks. I wish there was more of those.
Sorry, my turn. So those were just some responses. We'll post the full Hit the Street episode tomorrow lah. So watch out for that. Okay, enough of Jamus Koko already. Actually, right, if you don't know, there was also a Mandarin political debate last night, where PAP's Ong Ye Kang, PSP's Leong Man Wai, and STP's Brian Lim attended. Hey, hello, why you never write Workers' Party in my script? Oh, sorry. Sorry. Well, this morning, Pritam Singh, along with the rest of the Aljunied GRC team, and Peng En Huat were on a walkabout in Kovan. This was clarified. Cut to video, please.
Very grateful for the support of Mandarin-only speaking supporters. Very grateful for that support. But I do have to apologize for the party not having the representation Channel 8 debate yesterday. We have individuals in the party make speeches in Mandarin, communicate effectively with residents in Mandarin, but the quality of the proficiency required to participate in a live debate is of a higher order. The Workers' Party will continue to try to attract Singaporeans, bicultural Singaporeans, who can participate in such debates. Obviously, they must be interested in public service first. We'll continue to try and reach out parties and Singaporeans. I understand there is a live Taobao dialogue today, and the Workers' Party will be sending around. So thank you very much, and thank you for your forbearance and understanding.
So now you know why. But like what Pritam Singh said, they sent a speaker to the Taobao dialogue earlier at 6:30 p.m. You want, you can go and kepo lah. But anyway, during the same walkabout, Pritam Singh also responded to last night's PAP Light or PP Like comment during the debate. You all know what I'm talking about now? Nah, the one where Vivian Balakrishnan was asking James Lim a question. Okay, never mind. Here's a recap and Pritam Singh's response.
You know, Dr. Lim, I read your manifesto. And actually, to be honest with you, we could have written the same manifesto.
We like that.
And that's why people have called the Workers' Party PAP Light or PAP Like. It's almost a position where whatever line or stand the PAP has taken, you basically use that as your reference point, then take a half step to the left.
Well, I mean, this is expected. The PAP, it's an electoral strategy of theirs to try and make that point. But as far as we are concerned, I think Dr. Balakrishnan also said that the manifesto could have been written by someone from the PAP, something to that effect. Well, if that was the case, I hope the PAP takes up all our manifesto points and introduce them into their agenda. Because I think that will really change the shape of Singapore and will have a more caring and compassionate society.
Hello, how come the news like from yesterday one? Oh yeah, there was the party political broadcast today also.
And we do this by striving to be the kind of opposition that you've told us that you want. Competent, constructive, and compassionate. A responsible opposition that does its homework. One that criticizes the PAP when it is warranted, but gives credit when credit is due. It is with this spirit that we continue to serve this country and serve it with pride and humility. It is in this spirit that we invite you, dear Singaporeans, to build a brighter and more hopeful tomorrow with us.
To sum up, your vote for the Workers' Party is a vote for a contrast of voices and the questioning of the PAP when needed. It is a vote to encourage new blood to contest in future elections. Finally, a vote for us is a vote for checks and balances to safeguard Singapore for coming generations.
For years, you have heard the PAP say that they can't do it without them. You can't do it without them. I want you to know that you can do it. We can do it together. So I ask you this. Will you take this opportunity to say to the PAP, no more blank checks?
Together with the 4G leaders, we have a leadership team that is ready to take on whatever lies ahead. And as in past elections, we have many promising new candidates to renew the bench and broaden the range of perspectives that we can draw on. This election will be tough. Singaporeans have been greatly affected by the pandemic and are anxious about their future. We will fight hard to deserve your vote in every SMC and every GRC, for every vote represents a hope for the future.
Okay, now that everyone is all up to speed, thank you very much and good night. Huh? Sorry, still have. I got to endure me a bit. Okay, a few more things only. Oh yeah. How can I forget this? We also recently sat down with Dr. Tan Cheng Bock for a 3-part video series. We just shared the first part online earlier. It's about his views on the NCMP scheme. Okay, I better stop talking. You let me say better.
So, Dr. Tan, in the unfortunate case where if you were to run a really close fight, and if you were to lose, keen to know what will be your position in terms of NCMP. Do you have a take on that?
I think NCMP, they also went through the electoral process. They fought hard. They were the closest to winning. I think, and I'll leave it to my men to decide whether they want to be, but I personally, I don't want to be. But I have to be fair to them because it is in the Constitution, and it is, they fought there. You see, our principle is that you must fight to get a seat in Parliament. And if you really fail and there's a law that allows you to there, you still can continue to look after your constituency. And that's all. There's got nothing more to do. Just go to Parliament and talk.
So this would be a personal choice.
Personal choice.
But the party position would be open.
They open, yes.
Okay, while we're on the topic of Parliament, some of you, actually many of you keep posting a lot of comments on our page saying, how come ministers are still called ministers when the Parliament is dissolved? So, very late already, just play the video. Why you write this kind of line for me?
Parliament was dissolved on June 23rd, and since then, many of you have been asking these questions. Why Parliament dissolved already, we still call them minister? Still call PM meh? I thought bo zeng hu already. Okay, we are here to explain. What does it mean for Parliament to dissolve? It basically means that it is formally disbanded and making way for elections to happen. When this happens, all members of Parliament will have to vacate their seats so that voters can choose who will represent them and have a newly formed Parliament. So is it really bo zeng hu? No government? Then who leading the country? Not really. When Parliament is dissolved, according to Article 46(1) of the Constitution, every MP shall cease to be a part of Parliament. That's just for MPs. There is still a government in charge. PM Lee is still PM.
During the election period, the government will continue to govern. The cabinet remains in charge. Even after Parliament is dissolved, the public service will function normally.
According to Article 25 of the Constitution, PM can appoint ministers from among the members of the most recently dissolved Parliament until the next Parliament convenes. Article 26 of the Constitution lists the reasons for a minister or PM to vacate the office, but as you can see, the dissolution of Parliament is not one of them. So in practice, what usually happens in Singapore when Parliament is dissolved is that the Cabinet retains decision-making power for the nation. This is until the elections are over and a newly elected Parliament is sworn in and starts its first day of work. TLDR. The existing cabinet will be in power until the first sitting of the newly elected parliament. For example, the COVID-19 Multi-Ministry Task Force and the National Jobs Council, both led by ministers, will still continue their tasks. PM Lee is still PM Lee, but he is no longer an MP for Ang Mo Kio GRC. This is because the PM role is still a ministerial role and it is part of the cabinet. When Parliament dissolves for the election, he will have to vacate his MP role so that the people can elect new MPs, but his minister role will still remain. TLDR Part 2. There are no more MPs, but there are still ministers. So, vote wisely for your new ones.
Okay, in other news, GE's 2020's only independent candidate picks horse logo because he's hardworking like a horse. So this candidate is Chiang Ping Wah, an independent candidate contesting in Pioneer SMC. According to the Parliamentary Elections Act, the returning officer will give you like you can choose that kind of symbol No, actually you can't choose you will allot you one symbol. So here are some of the approved symbols. Got laptop, got rooster, got ear, got helicopter, got fan also. So I don't know why but okay. Finally, here's a COVID-19 update. There are 9 confirmed COVID-19 cases in one block of HDB flats in Tampines. 58 households in block 111 Tampines, Street 11 will be placed under phone surveillance, active phone surveillance over the next couple of weeks. More aggressive contact tracing will be extended to the entire block if deemed necessary. Okay, we're done already. Tomorrow will be another day of campaigning. If you want to watch rallies or political broadcasts, you know what? I got a perfect thing for you. Just visit our microsite at GE2020.mothership.sg for all the GE related news. Or you can join me in bed in the Sibeh late show tomorrow. Okay, before we go, this guy is back for GE2020. Which camera?
Thumbs up, man! Sleep!